because I think we can all agree that because the purple bottles are so strong, the yellow bottles often take the back seat and don't really get played that much. So if I go into the specific numbers of the different aspects that we changed, so the Afterpiece Antidote, which is the yellow bottles, grant a bigger haste effect. So it went up to 12% from 10%. The Afterpiece Tonic, which is the hindered effect, so the purple bottles, went down to 12% from 15%. So it's a slight nerf on the purple bottles, but a pretty good buff on the haste. And additionally, we've made some changes to how long it takes for the gas clouds to activate. So if you notice in the part of the video where he throws a yellow bottle, it activates much faster. So it's much easier to get benefit out of throwing the yellow bottles as the clown. And another thing you'll notice as well is that the speed at which the gas cloud spreads is faster. So you'll get your area of effect a lot more easily when you're throwing your bottles. The other thing that we have done, and I mean, you probably saw it in a bunch of sections of the dev update, is we added input buffering. And what that means is that you can keep holding the button and the action will start being performed when it's available. So for example, if you throw a bottle and you press control to reload, if you hold down control, even though you can't reload right away, the moment you can, it will start reloading right away. So it's cutting down on some downtime a little bit. It's a lot more fluid. Additionally, we do have some add-on changes. I'm not going to go over all of them because there's quite a few and we have a lot of other things to look at this morning. But here are some. So VHS porn has been changed. It will increase the size and spread of the Afterpiece Tonic gas clouds. And then the solvent jug will increase the invigoration duration by half a second instead of 1 second. And then Flask of Bleach will increase the hindered penalty from the purple bottle by 2% instead of 4%. So again, the intention here is really to encourage players to use the yellow bottles more, and we've revisited some add-ons as well. So look out for the patch notes to see the full breakdown. When it comes to Night, so one of the most used add-ons for Night is Call to Arms, and what Call to Arms does is it increases the patrol path length by 10 meters and increases the path creation speed by 16 meters. So this is the previous values. These have been changed because Call to Arms is now partially base kit. So you won't feel like you have to run this add-on, all the time, basically. We have made some additional changes to some guards. So the first thing that you'll notice here is that the time for the flag to spawn has been changed for each guard. So the Carnifex, which is the big guy that you just saw, will spawn longer. It'll take longer to spawn, so it takes 8 seconds instead of 5. And then for the Assassin and the Jailer, it went down to 4 seconds. And so the Assassin was 5 seconds, now it is 4. And the Jailer was 10 seconds, now it is 4 as well. We have also revisited the path creation mode a little bit. We've made some tunings to it. The patrol path acceleration was increased, so you'll accelerate a little bit more. And then the path creation speed, so the maximum speed that you can reach with the path creation, has been increased to 15 meters per second, up from 13.8. So there's some substantial buffs here. And finally, the last thing that we have changed is the strafe speed while creating a patrol path. I'm sure that those of you who have played the Night have probably struggled creating that path because it sometimes slides a little bit too much. So the strafe speed has been adjusted, increased by 100% instead of 25%. So you'll have much better control when trying to draw your patrol path. And finally, the last thing that we did is also added some input buffering. So you can input buffer to start creating a patrol path, so it starts the action as soon as it's available. So that's basically it for Night. A couple of base kit buffs, a couple of tweaks, and hopefully these will feel great.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
That was quite a bit.
And like I said, Call to Arms has been partially incorporated into the base kit, so now it increases the patrol path length by 4 meters instead of 10, and the path creation speed by 7% instead of 16. And now the pig, everyone's
Your
favorite killer.
favorite.
Love the pig. This morning I do have some coffee, so she is safe from any nerfs. Luckily, in fact, my coffee is so delicious that we decided to go for some buffs.
Oh, Jeff, I can't
We
believe you said
decided to go for some bugs.
that.
Listen, clearly the coffee has not kicked in yet, so
Yeah,
it's all good.
you need more coffee. More coffee, please.
This is my first one, and it's only halfway done, so yeah, I still need more. Right, so the pig is getting some substantial buffs, actually, and I think that pig players will rejoice, and those who have been on the fence about playing the pig, you should play pig. So the first thing that you'll notice here is that the crouch speed was increased, so you can crouch and uncrouch much faster than before. Before it would take 1 full second to crouch and uncrouch, and now it's a little bit faster, only taking 0.8 seconds. And I think that this will make it a lot easier to try to play around with the crouch and uncrouch. The next thing you'll notice here is the ambush movement speed was increased. So the ambush moving speed was 6.9. It is now 7.1 meters per second. And also the crouch movement speed was also buffed. So it's up from 3.8 meters per second to 4 meters a second. So you're pretty much, you got the zoomies when you're crouching as the pig now. And to go with the buffs that we have done to crouching and uncrouching, we also increased the speed at which your tear radius fades when you crouch. So before it will, it's to make up for the fact that you crouch faster, it will take 0.33 seconds instead of 0.25. So you can crouch faster, but it takes a little bit longer for your tear radius to fade. And then for the pig side of things, because we do have some stuff for survivors, for the pig side of things, we've also added some input buffering. So if you hold control, you will crouch and ambush as soon as those actions are available. Right, now for the survivors, just some score event tweaks here, nothing major. I know you can see the red bar, but that's got nothing to do with it. It's really just a score event. So we've increased the blood point score for escaping a reverse bear trap to 1000. It was 400, and we've increased the blood point score for searching through a jigsaw box to 200. It was 100. And finally, searching a jigsaw box now awards survival points before it was objective. Right, and last but not least, Pig does have 3 add-on changes. So the first one is John's medical file. It used to increase your crouch movement speed by 10%. Now it's 5%. It last will used to increase your ambush speed by 3%, by 6%. Now it's 3%, and it increases the time to charge your ambush by 10%, which was 33%. So quite a substantial decrease there. And then finally, Workshop Grease no longer decreases the missed ambush attack cooldown. It used to be 10%. And that's pretty much it for the pig. Cool stuff.
You did actually buff her.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
And there's one last thing that I'll mention here that we don't have a video for. For the Oni, there's been a lot of comments about the Oni being quite difficult to use with his Demon Slam attack or Demon attack. We have added a cap to it, but I think it's twice as big as it used to be. So give it a try in the PTB and, check it out. Oh, wait, we don't have a section for Pyramid Head here in the video?
Don't.
Oh, okay, then let's go over that.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. I'm sorry.
That's chat. Chat is the one that's asking. I'm seeing questions. I'm like, wait, what? That's true.
Yeah,
We did talk about Executioner.
It's on my notes for you to talk about.
Executioner has been in the game for so many years and has only had like 2 add-ons that were worth running all the time. Well, I'm happy to tell you that the design team has gone through all of his add-ons and reworked all of them except for one. So there's one add-on that is the same, which is the Wax Doll, although it has been decreased to 5% because the punishment of the damned range has been increased base kit. So instead of being 8 meters, it's now 10 meters. We've also increased the maximum rights of judgment duration to 10 seconds. Before it used to be only 5 seconds. We have increased the rights of judgment trail lifetime to 90 seconds. That used to be 75 seconds. We have decreased the rights of judgment movement speed to 4.2. It used to be 4.4. We have also added input buffering so that when you finish performing a punishment of the damned, you can get right back into it without having to like wait that awkward little split second before you press the button at the right time. Survivors who get rescued from a cage now get 10% haste and endurance for 10 seconds. So that'll give them some protection when they get uncaged. And we have increased the blood points for rescuing a survivor from a cage to 2,000 blood points. It used to be 550. So the add-ons are all very varied. There's a lot of different effects. And because 19 of them have changed, I'm not going to go through them. But I do invite you to check them out in the patch notes when patch notes go live. And obviously, try them out and give some feedback on them. But I'm pretty excited about all of them. Like, I think the design team did a fantastic job reworking them, and I think that they give a lot more value to the different parts of the power. Unfortunately, we don't have a video, but,
Jeff,
that's what I can say. Yeah.
I'm seeing some questions. They're asking about survivor perks working on the cages. Do they now do that, or is it the same as previously where they didn't work? So things like decisive strike, second wind.
No, so for simplicity's sake, perks do not interact with the cages. It's literally just added protection for being uncaged.
Perfect. So there's just the base kit. The base kit changes, but the perk part did not change in the slightest.
Correct. Exactly.
Perfect. Thank you for clearing that up. Do you want to go ahead with the perk updates?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting the notes. All right. Yep, we should be good to go.
Okie dokie.
All right, so we can pause here. Yeah.
I paused. I was doing it. Don't worry.
Thank you. So the first three that we'll talk about for the killer perks is Insidious, Hubris, and Dragon's Grip. So Insidious, we basically decrease the time it takes for it to activate. So, if you want to play your Bubba games with Insidious and hide around a corner, well, you can do that much more efficiently. So have fun with that. Hubris, we have increased the duration of the exposed effect, so up to 30 seconds now. So you can get more use out of it after you get stunned. And finally, Dragon's Grip, not gripped. We have lowered the cooldown a little bit, so you get to use it more often. So these are just some small value tweaks, but hopefully they'll fit in a build of yours somewhere along the line. Right, so the next three, Scourge, Hook, Hangman's Trick. So we have increased the aura reading range to up to 16 meters. It used to be up to 12, so a little added 4 meters there. And we have reworked Overwhelming Presence, and this is due to the item updates that are part of this PTB. So when a survivor starts using an item within 32 meters of you, they get exhausted for 15 seconds. And when a survivor within 32 meters gains exhausted, you see the closest exhausted survivor's aura for 4 seconds, and it has a cooldown. So we had to change a little bit because of the way the new items work, but hopefully, again, it falls in a niche build of yours or even your main build, and you get some good use out of it. And finally, we have Franklin's Demise. So the change here is that Franklin's will reveal items further, but it will no longer consume your charges. So for all of you Survivor players who have felt the pain of Franklin's many, many times, it's a little less painful, but a little less painful.
You're just trying to stop me getting my flashlights, aren't you, Jeff?
Me, I would never do that. No.
I did press play, but I forgot the timing on holding it. There we go.
It's giving us time to go through the perks as they appear.
Yeah.
Like we're zooming through them.
You're just going so fast.
Right, so Still Sight, we have decreased the activation time. So instead of having to wait 4 seconds, you just have to wait 2 seconds. Build to Last will now activate also faster. So instead of spending 12 seconds on the locker, it's only 8 seconds at tier 3. And streetwise, again, had to change because of the new items or the item updates. So the first time you deplete an item with charges, you see the killer's aura for 8 seconds. Items with charges retrieved from chest have up to 80% more charges. So if you like stacking medkits with charges, well, you can have a lot of charges. And yes, that is the Dragon's Grip icon. Surprise! We're changing the icon. That's not true. We're not actually changing the icon. That's just a mistake.
We're not. Yeah. It's a copy and paste.
Classic copy pasta error.
Yeah. It's that's kind of a morning.
All right, so we've got appraisal. So appraisal, we've increased the number of tokens to 4, and we also have made it so that you can rummage through chest twice. So if you're one of those survivors who likes having a little shop, well, now you can have a little shop that's more varied in terms of items that you have. So I better see some shops. All right, show me the shops. Deja vu. So we have basically made it so that maps no longer track revealed generators. That's all there is to it because of the map update that we'll talk about in a few minutes.
It's surprising. Sorry, it's surprising to me that so many people did not realize that was actually part of Deja Vu.
Yeah, I think it was overshadowed by the fact that, you know, it reveals the 3 gens and it gives you the 5% repair speed bonus on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised there, but it's gone. So
Yep. Don't need to know about it now.
Right. So potential energy, it no longer requires a minimum time spent repairing the generator to activate. So before you had to repair it for a small duration before you could activate it, now you can just activate it from the get-go. And then we have decreased the amount of repair required to earn a token to 1%. So you accrue your tokens faster, slightly faster. It used to be 1.5%. So for each 1.5% you repaired, you gained a token. Now it's 1% repair, 1 token.
That should make the perk much more viable.
Yeah, it'll make it a lot more appealing, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And then you have to wait on the gen for it to activate.
Right. So for enemies necessary, we've decreased the time it takes to raise a pallet. So it was up to 4 seconds. Now it's up to 3 seconds. For Better Together, we have increased the duration of the ore reading to 30 seconds. It was only 10 seconds, so it's quite a substantial buff there. And for Detective's Hunch, we have increased the ore reading duration to 20 seconds, so we've doubled it. It used to be 10 seconds. And maps no longer track revealed objects.
Yeah, that's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah.
With maps,
It will.
Always when we change an item or something that's been in the game for such a long time, it'll take time for people to get used to that change.
Definitely. So we do have something else, but before we jump into that, I just want to mention there is a change that will go into DBD, which is that when only 2 survivors remain, letting 2 struggle skill checks pass while you're on the struggle phase of the hook without any input will immediately skip to the sacrifice sequence. So if you've ever wanted to, die on hook faster so that the other person can get the hatch, that's going to be back as part of this PTB. So I just wanted to bring that up. And I don't know if we wanted to go over... I mean, you do have a video for the new item, right?
I do.
Okay, so let's go over that, and then maybe we can talk about
loading it up.
Yeah, no worries. It's just because I was going to talk about the map and key update, but if we have the video for the new item, the fog vial, then maybe we can start with that and then talk about the maps and keys.
Talk about maps and keys while I sort this out.
Sure, I can do that. All right. So sorry, we don't have any video for this, but I'm just going to quickly go over what the maps and keys updates are. So for the maps, you can use the item to start channeling the map. Once it's fully channeled, you will consume 1 charge. And then for a set duration, it will reveal auras of pallets and windows within a range. So for example, if we take the common map, it will reveal the auras of pallets and auras within 24 meters for 10 seconds. And additionally, while it is revealing auras, you can create a beam of light. I think it's the glass bead add-on, it's called. You can create a beam of light, and generators within 32 meters of that beam of light will be revealed to all survivors. So you can still reveal generators to not only to yourself, but also to other survivors. And you can also use this to. I love that I'm seeing Geralt's feet in chat. That's great. You can use it to also
Yeah,
reveal pallets and
I have many
vaults to
questions
yourself.
about chat right now. Why are we seeing Geralt's feet? I think I probably
That's
shouldn't
great.
even ask.
Maybe it's their way of saying that they love this update, and I love that. I love that.
Mods, have fun. Sorry.
So, additionally, for the map update, we do have some new add-on effects, but I'm going to let you read the patch notes for those so that you can see them.
Because there's a
And there
lot.
are, yeah. And we're also reducing the number of add-ons that you're getting for the map. So right now, or is it reducing? No, sorry. Yes, reducing. My bad.
Reduce it. Yeah.
Yeah, my math ain't mathing. So we're reducing the number of add-ons. There's only going to be 5, and they all have obviously unique effects. But we are retiring some of them. So some of the add-ons will be retired. Fair warning on the PTB, they will have disappeared from your inventory, but that is a bug. Once the patch is released, you will see them as part of your inventory being retired and not just gone. So I just wanted to give you a heads up in case you see something is not there. So again, you can read the patch notes for the full details, but that's what the map will do. And then for the keys are getting a new effect, and they're getting some add-on effects as part of the base kit for the keys. So when you channel the key, you will consume a charge, and you will reveal these survivors' auras within range for a set duration. So a bit similar to the map, but survivor auras instead. And then the new effect for the keys is that when you're near a locked chest, you can use the key to quickly open the chest, and it guarantees an item of rare rarity or higher. And it also reveals the aura of the chest to other survivors in range, and one other survivor can rummage through it and get an item of rare rarity or higher. So it's a new functionality for the key. It's again, you open it really quickly, and then it consumes a charge, obviously, if you do this. And then a friend of yours can get an item from the chest. And then, of course, it does keep the ability to open the hatch. It does consume a charge, so if you don't have any charges, you won't be able to do it. But yeah, that's basically it. And then last but not least, we have the fog vial. So we can play the video here. I think it'll answer a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's just a quick scrappy capture, so you'll be able to see that it looks cute in my hands.
It does. So as you can see, the fog vial is not exactly what you saw in the Halloween event with the void crystals. So it's not super opaque. It's much more a concealment tool than it is a press button to get out of jail for free card. So what we're going for here again is concealment. So you can use it to hide your scratch marks. You can use it to hide your aura. You could use it to muffle your sound. So if you're injured, you can use it to be less loud to people around you. But the idea really is to be concealed and not to just 100% cut line of sight. Obviously, this is a version. Once you test it out on the PTB, you can get feedback, how it feels, what it plays like, and we can make some more adjustments. But we're very excited to introduce this new item as part of the Survivor Toolkit. And then the one thing that you can notice as well is that it's not a single use. This item is not a single use. You can use it, and then it goes on cooldown. And once the cooldown is over, you can use it again. There was a lot of discussion internally about whether or not it should be single use, and we felt that it feels nice to have the item and be able to use it multiple times, given that it's not as strong as it was in the event. But yeah.
And you've got a variety of add-ons that you can use on it as well.
Yeah, so the Fog Vial will have 3 variants, 3 rarities. So 1 common, 1 uncommon, 1 rare. And it will have 5 add-ons as well with various effects that you can use to change it up a little bit.
Yeah. that's it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here that I missed.
There's one thing I want to say. I'm seeing a lot of things in the chat about keyboard and mouse. That's actually not going to be in the PTB because PTB is on Steam only, but that will be in this update. So you will be able to see that when it goes live and use keyboard and mouse on PlayStation and Xbox. We're not covering any new content this morning. We're covering live balance changes.
Yes, sorry. We just talk about the life stuff here. I apologize. What's being retired? So there's a couple of key add-ons and a couple of map add-ons that are being retired because we're trying to streamline the amount of add-ons that Survivor items have. So we're aiming to have 5 per item at the moment. So the extra ones, we have just retired them. Again, the full list will be in the patch notes. So once that is released, you can check them out.
Yeah. Patch
yeah.
notes will be at 11, so it's like 14 minutes time. And you'll have all the full details in the patch notes at 11 and be able to download the PTB on Steam at that time as well. And you'll have some new content in the PTB to play with also.